work with taking care of babies. In other places, perhaps there are more, in other developed countries, there are more perhaps support for women in bringing up their children. So these are the kind of things we are now trying to introduce. The other problem is poverty, obviously, because women in Africa are very often the breadwinners, and therefore they have to combine taking care of the family with earning an income to support the family and health problems for themselves and the children.
Thank you, ma'am. What are some of the efforts being made to alleviate poverty, especially among women?
Well, the first thing that we tackle is skills acquisition, because, well, we are not a educational institute as such, so we don't go in for trying to re-educate somebody. So what we want to do is to ensure that they're in a position to use their own resources to earn a living. So we train them for various skills like textile weaving, because our people, we use a lot of fabrics, so textile weaving is always very popular. Various other courses, computer courses, secretarial courses, millinery, chalk making, painting, vulcanizing, various skills that they can learn within a short period of about 1 to 6 months. And then we try and support with small microcredit to allow them to set up on their own, or to try and place them where they can get some jobs.
Concerning the usefulness of all this, what steps does the administration have to make those vocational training centers more useful and beneficial?
Yes, so after years of neglect, what the Tinubu administration is now doing is that the administration has put a lot of money, funds on equipping them. So we have various types of equipment being installed. For instance, domestic science centers, weaving centers with all modern hand looms, and various other equipment that are required to train. We have a computer center whereby it's equipped with so many computers for training people. So we have various equipment on ground. Also training the trainers. We also train the trainers. We have train the trainers program whereby those who are going to go out and teach are also trained too. We have daycare centers to take care of the children, the babies, to enable the mothers to be able to go out and work. And we also have centers whereby we do enlightenment programs on breastfeeding, HIV awareness programs, and various other programs to sensitize them to problems. Also, when we're talking about some of the problems facing them, such things as harmful traditional practices, again, we do awareness programs to let them know what are their rights and to let them know how to stand up to defend themselves. We do awareness programs warning them about the fact that they have to protect themselves against violence from men or to be used as victims in any prostitution type of gang or mafia type of thing, not to get involved in drugs and other such related things. So we have awareness programs on the one hand to make them aware of what the governor has in stock for them, because the administration, we are probably aware, has introduced so many programs: free eye glasses, free health programs. We're doing island maternity, all the various goodies, so to say, that the Tinubu administration has. We ensure that we sensitize them the benefits that are presently available so they can avail themselves of it. We're particularly concerned about their health, their well-being, because when they are in good health, when they're in good mental and confident states, they're also able to help their children and their spouses. So we do a lot of awareness programs, and then skills acquisition, and then after skills acquisition, to support them with some kind of trading program or trying to set them up. So that is the next phase that we are now about to embark on.
Honorable Commissioner, how complementary are the efforts of the NGOs in the state in your quest to help women and also to uplift their standard of living?
Well, thank you. It's good you mentioned that, because at least, initially the NGOs had been working on their own and doing a lot of good job. But what the government has encouraged, and to do this, the government has even funded, the Tinubu administration has provided funds to support NGOs. And what the ministry does, therefore, is to try as much as possible to collaborate with NGOs. Let the NGOs know what kind of aid packages are available for them to pass on to their beneficiaries. And for instance, at the International Women's Day, we worked hand in hand with the NGOs to have a successful outing, and for the message of the International Women's Day to be spread to all the citizens of Lagos. So we do a lot of work together in collaboration with the NGOs. By this way, we are also ensuring that the NGOs are aware of the government programs that are available, and they can also spread the message onwards.
Well, the International Women's Day, which was on the 8th to the 15th of March, was on women and peace. That was the theme. Can you kindly shed more light on the theme?
Yes, well, the theme is women and peace. So what we are saying is that women have to take part in the new democracy to ensure that there is peace, there's a peaceful, full transition to democracy, that they also have a role to play. They have a role to play in conflict resolution, so that when you hear of conflicts here and there, they should ensure that their own input wherever they are is to ensure there is peace. So in their homes, they should be the peacemakers, as they say, blessed are the peacemakers. So they should make sure that there is peace in their home. When they go out to work, wherever they are working, they should be agents of peace. Where they see there is fighting, if their husband is occupying any sensitive position, they should ensure that they contribute by giving out advice on how there can be peace. Because if we women use our various influences with our children, with our family, with our husbands to ensure that we do not have to use violence to conclude any problem, then this world would be a better place. So we want peaceful resolutions to all disputes, and that is the emphasis. There will always be disputes, but how do we resolve them? Is it by going to war or by fighting? So we all have husbands, sons, children in various places, and our contribution personally in whatever work we are doing should be to carry the message of peace. Where there's peace, there's progress. Where there's peace, there's progress.
Lastly, ma'am.
And where there's progress, there's prosperity.
Yeah, ma'am. I would like to ask one more question. To what extent has the ministry helped the lots of children generally?
Well, we have many programs for children. We support them with various extracurricular activities. Talent hunt. We have for this year talent hunt. We're going to have a children's festival, and we also give special assistance to children in need, children who have a special sickness or whose parents cannot cannot support them maybe financially due to a special type of health problem the child has. So we go about to identify those children in special need, we call them, and support them financially. We also have various types of intellectually stimulating programs for them, holiday programs for children, and then we also have health programs. And the First Lady of the state also is very supportive in this area, so that we have something like a deworming program in which we have been collaborating a great deal with the First Lady in deworming all the children of the state. We have programs where we have ORT to ensure that they are not affected adversely by diarrhea, what to do. Also nutrition, to advise mothers how to make sure that the children are fed properly. So the welfare of the child, we count it as very critical. And the welfare of the child is the food they eat, the nutrition, is the mental well-being too. They must feel confident and able to play in a very intelligent way, and as well as the educational one, and also the environment. We have to ensure that they are living in healthy environments. So we also try to make sure that mothers are educated how to ensure the environments are clean, thereby the children will not contact disease. So it's an all-round program for the children, and we always have various activities lined up for them. Even during the holidays, we have activities lined up for them to occupy them and not allow them to fall into mischief. Homemaking for the girls. We have special girl programs too, because we realize that girls are in a particularly vulnerable position. So we have some special programs for girls to protect them against any type of harm, whether by way of traditional practices or by way of any form of sexual abuse, or and we also warn women against cases of sexual harassment. So you can see it's a very comprehensive program that we have.
Thank you, ma. What advice do you have for women generally?
Well, my advice is that nowadays there's so much new programs for women, and gone are the days that they should just feel content sitting in the kitchen. They have to come out and take advantage. It doesn't mean that they have to go out and become a nuisance or neglect their family, but the government of Lagos State and governments in Nigeria have so many programs to benefit the women, to benefit their children, to benefit their family, and they should take advantage of it by women taking advantage, for instance, of adult literacy programs to better themselves. If they are literate, they will be able to make their housekeeping allowances go much further. So, and if they take advantage of awareness programs of government, they will be able to take better care of themselves. And women should also try as much as possible to take their own fate into their own hands. So they should be more involved in politics. They should ensure they go out and vote for candidates who will support programs that will make women more developed, more prosperous, and much more happier. So, and where possible, they should try and support women in politics. They themselves should be more politically aware as to what is going on about them. And I think with that, the future would be very bright for women, because when you have done so much for one woman, you know that you're actually helping the whole nation, because her impact, her development will be impacted very positively on all those around her, from the children, her family, her spouse, and all those that are around her. So we can see very happy days ahead for women, and I urge that women take advantage, join societies that will make them also more aware, and generally be more aware of all that is happening around them, because as we are going into this democratic era, there are a lot of opportunities for all sections of the community. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's very nice to have you on the program.
Thank you very much for calling on us, and use this opportunity to also thank all the women who came out on International Women's Day to mark all the achievements women have been making, and to also voice out all the expectations of women. And we would want women to continue to rally around the government, and support the government in everything that they have been doing for women. Our Governor Tinubu is particularly women sensitive. As you can see, all the number of permanent secretaries that we have so many permanent secretaries in this, and new permanent secretaries have just been created, women permanent secretaries. So our governor is very sensitive to women issues, and women should rally around to give him the support for the benefits of our children and families.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Hey, what do you want?
Can you please comment on the problems facing women in Lagos State?
As the State Secretary of the Umbrella NGO in Lagos State, I mean the National Council of Women's Society, we are in the position to know some about majority of the problem facing women in Lagos State. One of the first problem is finance. We are not adequately empowered financially. 70% of the women are poor. I mean, I'm talking about the women from the grassroots. We don't have enough fund to encounter some majority of the problems facing us. Secondly, educationally we are behind. Some of the women are not literate, and the few that are, they are not given the opportunity to use their skill pertaining to the percentage of the women and the middle cadre. Number 3, on political basis, most of the women are scared away, because most of the meetings, political meetings, are held overnight, when the women are not permitted to leave their family, their husbands and wives behind, and decisions are making overnight in political sectors. I'm speaking from experience, because I was once the deputy party chairman of a party under NRC in 1993. Most of the decisions were made at night, when we women were not able to attend. Secondly, finally, I hope the commercial aspect of it. There are majority of the women cannot afford to rent stores, the marketplaces, and when they are along the road, they are being trailed away by the security men, and they are being disturbed. Generally speaking, I can say since the inception of this administration, and with all efforts of NGOs, things are gradually getting better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What efforts are you doing in tackling the problem of poverty, especially uplifting the standard of living among women in Lagos?
As I often said, we are the umbrella NGO, the apex of all the NGOs. We have liaised with some of the NGOs where we have gathered down to the grassroots to enlighten our men, to give the women the opportunity to join them. We have spoken to some chiefs. We had a lobby group that spoke to chiefs. We wrote to the State Assembly. We wrote to the state government too. And we've been liaising with the Ministry of Women Affairs to make sure that the status of women are uplifted. So far, we can boast of some achievements.
Can you mention those achievements now?
Now we have few women as councillors. We have about 3 women as deputy chairman, vice chairman. We have a woman deputy governor. We have about 3 women commissioners. We have women permanent secretaries, and we have so many literacy adult female classes going around in each of the markets. Some of them by the National Council of Men's Societies, some by the market associations, some from the communities. These schools are mainly for women all around Lagos State, and the ministry also has some vocational classes for adults, for women on the training, to at least acquire some skill that will help them to generate some fund to take care of their family.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have you.
Thank you, my dear.
The efforts of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration towards women and poverty in Lagos State.
The governor of Lagos State, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has done a great deal for women, and I'm sure he still has us in his plans to carry us along throughout his tenure. He has done well for us in the area of poverty alleviation. In conjunction with Coca-Cola, he has a package for women. Kiosks were allotted to women to help alleviate poverty, and they are well stocked with Coca-Cola products, Cadbury products, and Wonder Foods, so Indomie, that will help to alleviate the poverty problem. Because when you help the woman, I think you're helping the whole family. And with his effort in helping the women, jobs are also created. We have a lot of women employed as highway managers. You see them on the road. At least they gain something from it. They take home to the family to feed the family. And a lot of things that he has in stock for us. Let us start from Alausa itself. We have women, female commissioners that are very active, and we thank God for that. And he's encouraging even those in politics. He's encouraging us to come out, so that next time we can fight for more positions. So we really thank him for his efforts to help elevate and alleviate the problems of women.
Thank you very much.
To elevate them to a higher position and to alleviate the poverty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ask some questions concerning women in general. What are you doing in tackling the problems of poverty amongst women in Lagos State?
Thank you very much. As an organization, we are very much concerned with the level of poverty in this country, especially in Lagos State, where we have incidences of what we call urban poverty. As you know, also the depth and severity of poverty affects women even more. And on our part, we have been involved. With issues like skills training, because we know that when you empower a woman, she will be able to be self-reliant. So we embark upon skills training. We have conducted training on mat weaving, fish smoking, ceramics making, and also something like arts and crafts, including decorations, which is a new and upcoming area of arts that we believe that a woman can easily embark upon. It doesn't cost so much, and she can easily start a little business and make money for herself. If a woman is making money, she can improve her status, improve the status of her family. Her children will be better fed. She will be able to help her children more and help her husband well, fortunately lift herself up from poverty. We have also embarked upon microcredit enterprises for women because we know that they need money for most of this. After the training, we assist them with small loans, which are usually interest-free, and they can now embark upon their projects and be able to repay at convenient terms, usually over 1 year. We have also had training and courses on peace and conflict resolution because we know that no matter the gains of poverty alleviation, these are easily wiped off by incidences of violence and crisis. And we know that issues of literacy are also very important. We have worked with other organizations on literacy for women, even market women who always complain that they cannot leave their shops. So we have embarked upon nursery and adult literacy classes within the market to make it easier for women to just hop over to the classes and then come back, continue with their marketing. So there's so much to be done, and we hope that this year we'll be able to continue with this with collaboration with the government. We hope to embark upon more collaborative steps with our government, and we hope that we'll be able to do more this year.
What advice do you have for women generally?
Well, our women, we encourage them to be educated. As much as possible, try and get an education. Even for those who have experienced early school dropouts, it's important to go back and try and get some education, no matter how small. You have to be able to read and write. You have to be functionally literate. Even if you're a hairdresser, you have to read the label. You have to be able to follow directions. So no matter what trade you are in, you should be able to have some functional literacy level, be able to conduct your business properly. And also, women should know more about their rights. They should be involved in community participation. They should know about what they can do to help their communities. They should know about their rights and know when those rights are being infringed upon. They should be aware of when there is incidents of violence. Maybe they are involved because there are laws against violence against women. If a woman is experiencing violence, she should be able to deal with it and be able to go for help when the problem arises.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
I'll start by introducing member of my crew.
Ani Baba is my name. With me is my PRO, Mr. Shinothorpe, and then Coyote, another staff in the.
Sir, I think we will give a brief performance overview.
Well, thank you so very much. The ministry hasn't fared badly in the last 21 months of the administration in the state. Talking from the standpoint of the enormity of the drainage, the flood, the waste, and other environmental problems that this administration inherited from the past administrations. Several years of neglect, several years of lukewarm attitude to these environmental components was the first thing that confronted this administration frontally. And not forgetting the fact that also that we took over during the rainy season. It was really an uphill task, and looking back, I want to say that we have been able to tackle the problems within the limited resources at the disposal of the ministry. This is apparent, or this is evident in the amount and number of projects that we've been able to undertake. Don't forget, we've set up the drain dock now. We have both at the Ministry of Works and the Environment, and what the drain dock does is just to continue desilting the tertiary drains statewide. Historically, tertiary drains and constitutionally, tertiary drains were supposed to be within the purview of local governments, but since these things weren't being done, and the citizens of Lagos State are the worst for it, the state government took it upon itself to at least go ahead and desilt and clear all the debris in these tertiary drains, which are the street drains. But in the area of the secondary and the primary, that is the collectors and the canals or outfalls respectively, we've also not fared badly. We have about 11 projects ongoing. That is those ones that are really very, very impacting and very far-reaching, that would have very far-reaching effect on the drainage problem of Lagos. We all know that Lagos is a very low-lying city, state, and we have a lot of wetlands in Lagos. And all the canals, the tributaries, taking water out, the outfalls, taking water out into the lagoon and water bodies surrounding Lagos have been clogged by the dirty habits of our people, dumping waste, throwing all sorts of things, even having car carcasses in these drainage outlets. Look at McGregor Canal at Etiosa local government. The whole thing is filled with more than 2,000 tires have been removed from that canal thus far. That's one of the projects we are handling, one of the 11 projects that I mentioned. We also found out that in its course, it's been covered by sand, by hydraulic sand filling, by act of the federal government at the Osborne foreshore, and that has clogged up all the outlets, you know, for that into the lagoon. And what we've done is to award the contract for the course of that McGregor Canal to be rechannelized, so that the water, it's a dual, is a multi-directional canal. That if there was too much water in the 5 Cowrie Creek, it flows the other way into the lagoon. And if there was too much water, or the water level is higher in the lagoon, it comes right back this way. Just like we have the Tyrian Canal in Victoria Island, crisscrossing our systems, going across under Adeogun Street in Victoria Island. So all of this put together, you know, has resulted in a lot of terrible decay in the state in which we have found our drainage channels. The Falago collector drain was also awarded Oyingbo, the rehabilitation of Oyingbo, to remove that problematic pond at Oyingbo, the site of beside the site of the new market has been abandoned now. Then the Kingsway Bodilon collector, we've also done that. Then the Bodilon Thompson, that's also almost completed now. Then the notorious Ojuelegba Western Avenue has been undertaken now. We've been able to resolve the problem, and we've carted away more than 20,000 tons of silt from that and debris from that drain. And then we'll be able to introduce more manholes so that at least it will ease the cleaning. What the federal government do, the pity of it is that even the federal government cannot even find us the drawings of those drains anymore. So we've had to do investigative construction there, and we've been able to now put in a lot of manholes, that is inspection chambers, and points where they could be entered and cleaned. Rather than from Ojuelegba to Stadium, you don't even have any outlet, you know, and the whole place has been clogged up. So we're doing that. Also at Elere, Agege, also working there. Berkeley Estate also in Alimosho. The Najishebi Ameka collector drain, a part of it has just been done. Then the James George SSS McGregor, draining the Alagmo close hub. That's what we're doing there, and that crisscrosses and links again and meets with the McGregor Canal. Then the main dredging of the McGregor, it's a major one, and it's ongoing now. Alongside this, we've had to contend with the issue of mechanics, auto mechanics, people selling and hawking wares, who naturally found the McGregor Canal as their dumping ground or their dump site after the day's business. We're able to remove them, remove the illegal structures they've constructed, cordoned off the place, and the contractors are working in very top gear. Then Ajao Road, Olufemi collector drain in Surulere near Pacheli. Pacheli School for the disabled, for the partially sighted and blind children, was always underwater because Ajao Road is much higher than the level of the school. Knowing Surulere because of the water table of Surulere and because of the series of drains crisscrossing Surulere, coming from Luth, coming from the other way, passing behind the Polytechnic, past the other one passing Akirele, coming out at behind the local government council, then going into Ritalori, and then into Rile and Aguda, Sonya, all the way into the lagoon. All of that we're also working on. Then those other ones that we're working on, which are essentially like rehab, are the Lason Culvert and Drain in Etiosa. Adealu Collector Drain is also there. Then the Gadun Collector at Lagos Island. Then Takuro at Moshi. Then Toyin Okwebi roundabout, you notice that is almost completed now. Then Godwin Omonua Bankole, that's at Okota, Isolo. Then Okwebi Toyin roundabout. Then Allen Avenue, Alade Market. Those are the areas that we're working on. The Allen Avenue, Alade Market one is the one that is the receptacle that will take the water coming all the way from Kodeso and Ipodo. You notice the bus stop is perennially and intermittently flooded, and we're able to also intervene there using pumps to first of all dislodge the water and then go into the manhole. Again, that's another one of the concealed drains. You know, that's the design. But I want to say that we have found out now that covered drains, concealed drains, conduit drains are not the best for us, because we don't, you know, even as much as government spends so much money on it, and people still go around putting a lot of foreign objects. We found tables, those counters used by those who sell, we found tables inside that thing. It's about 10 feet deep, well constructed drain, but it is not just the right type for us, because all sorts of rubbish, you know, find their way into the place. Then the Shopo Arubiodu Mobolaji Bank Anthony to drain essentially Isaac John Street in GRA. So we've been able to now, we are not taking it through Shopo Arubiodu, we are not taking it through there. We are bringing it through one of the tenements or premises of one of the people living there, leading it out into Bank Anthony Way. And that is also about 75%, almost completed. Alaji Animation Close, Surulere, off Adelabu, Makwanjala Street Drain in Aguda. On and on and on like that. Then the rehab, essentially, Campus Square, trying to do rehabilitation there. Binuyo, also on island. Ebute Road Dosumu, you know the problem of all these areas because of the high commercial activities going on there. Then Bodilon Road bypass by House 58. There's another problem there which we've resolved. Then